I go to bakeries, chances are really good that probably about 90% of the time I'm going to get a scone. There is something that I just love about these sweet, flaky baked goods. But did you know you can also easily make them at home? And you can also make them with 100% whole wheat flour like I'm going to show you today. I love the whole wheat flour, of course, for the health benefits, but also for that nutty flavor that it adds. Now these whole wheat chocolate chip scones are ones that are going to quickly become your favorite, whether for brunch, breakfast, dessert, or just for a snack. If you've never made scones before, don't feel intimidated. I'm going to walk you through this process and have you making scones like a pro in no time. So let's go ahead and get started. And of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss any of the new videos come out. And please also like this video. Okay, so the thing about making scones, which is like biscuits, is you want all the ingredients and especially the butter to stay cold until it hits the oven. So I like to mix everything and have everything prepped ahead of time. So that was me mixing my flour and the other dry ingredients. And then what you're going to do is you take your chilled butter, you can see this kind of hard to cut through, and you're going to cut it into about 1/2 inch chunks. It can be smaller than that, a little bigger than that, it doesn't really matter. And then you're going to take this butter, you're going to add it into your flour mixture. And then I like to do this by hand, but you can also do this with a pastry blender. What you do, and you can see, I want to just show you this technique, is I kind of grab the butter and force it through my fingers like this, especially with the flour. The grittiness of the flour and the pressure of my hands will break it into pea-sized pieces. This is it when it's finished. This is what it looks like. You're going to have little chunks of butter all throughout it. Then we mix together the wet ingredients. They're going to go right into this, and you mix it with a fork. Now I will say one thing. I added just a little too much milk in mine, so you're going to notice it's a little bit wet. It shouldn't be quite that wet. Yours won't be. Add in your chocolate chips. I like to use mini chocolate chips in this one, but you can use, of course, any size that you want. Then we're going to put it out onto a floured surface. Again, my dough's a little bit wetter than normal, so I used a little more flour than I would usually use. And I do mine in triangle shape. I like to do this just because there's no waste with this method. Divide it in half. Pat this into a circle. This is about an 8-inch circle, and then I divide mine into 8 pieces. So I've got 8 triangles per half. You can do this any size you want. Of course, you could make these just like 4 per circle or whatever you want. Once they're done, I place them on a parchment lined baking sheet. You don't have to use parchment. It just makes cleanup a lot easier. And then I like to, this is optional, but I think it's a lot better to do this. Brush it with either egg wash or heavy cream, and then sprinkle it with raw sugar. It goes right into your preheated oven. Remember, you want that butter cold, hits the hot oven. That's where you're going to get your flakiness with those pockets of butter. So here it goes, and then it comes right back out. And even though these are 100% wheat, they are incredibly soft. They're incredibly tender, and they are so flaky and so easy.